guys, this is IKhanWhisper, and I'm going to be playing the Yawgh, which is kind of a cool, I don't know, describe interesting little role-playing game with an interesting story, kind of a choose-your-own-adventure, I guess. And it kind of has like a cool, funny, sad kind of way of doing it. And the music's pretty nice. So, I'm gonna pick all 4 characters, and let's give it a shot. The Yawgh will be here in 6 weeks, and no one expects it. Not a one of us. We just keep on living our lives week by week, unaware. So here's our first character here. This lady here with the blue hat kind of looks like a nun to me. So you just gotta pick where you want that person to go and spend their week. And I believe you have about 6 weeks until the Yawgh gets there. So let's see where we want her to go. Let's have her help out in the hospital. Attend to patients. You spend the week diagnosing and tending to the sick. You gain 2 mind and earn 1 wealth. One day the bloodletting leeches somehow escape from their containers. Leeches start flooding into the hallway. There are people screaming everywhere as leeches slither towards them. Somebody do something, yells one of the doctors. So one of the options is zap the leeches with magic. But we don't really know magic, so that wouldn't work. And the other one's probably going to hurt our physique. But let's just do that anyway. You start taunting the leeches to lead them back into their containers. The leeches swarm all over you. You are subject to a vicious series of bites before the leeches get bored and take off. Yeah, you lose 2 physique. Oh. And the leeches make their way out of the hospital and end up infesting all of the nearby waterbeds. So, it didn't work either. Hopefully we'll have better luck with this guy. He's a big guy. Let's send him into the arena to fight. You spend the week fighting brutes in the arena. You gain 2 physique and 1 finesse. One day in between matches, you stumble upon one of the higher ranked fighters ingesting illegal strength potions. Please sir, don't report me, she cries. I'll even share some of my potion with you if you keep quiet, she adds. Let's see how buff this guy can get. Thank you so much for not reporting me, she says, while handing you her flask. You take a small swig of her potion, and can feel your muscles expand significantly. You gain 2 physique. So that guy has a lot of physique already. And now we're playing this lady. So let's send her to do some magic and have her brew a potion. You spend the week experimenting with different potion brews. You gain 2 magic and 1 mind. One day, all of the alchemists decide to take a break from work and instead throw a cantrip party. One alchemist waves his hand and produces confetti in front of him. Another spawns a seemingly endless number of doves from his sleeves. Then all the alchemists turn to you to see what you can come up with. And her magic isn't that good either, so I think if we did a complex trick, it wouldn't go too well. So we'll stick with a simple trick. By snapping your fingers, you change your eyebrow color. Not bad, one of the alchemists say. You gain 1 magic. And now we're playing this kind of cool looking guy. We'll send him to the tavern to bartend it first. You spend the week serving drinks at the tavern. You earn 1 wealth in tips and gain 2 charm. One day a bard pulls out his lute in the bar and starts playing a tune. Unfortunately, his singing is horrible and is ruining the tavern's atmosphere. You decide to do something about it. And let's see, our highest is charm, so I guess the better option to do here is convince him to leave. You approach the bard and let him know the tavern down the road is well known for its big tippers. Buzz off, the bard yells drunkenly. You walk away, giving a "well, I tried" sort of look to the other patrons. What a blow to your confidence. Oh, 1 charm. They say the last time it came, the Yawgh devoured houses whole, stole lives, tore families and family members apart, but that was so very long ago. So this game can have some kind of sad endings, and others are happy and some are fun or funny. But it all depends on what stats you get and really kind of luck of the draw sometimes. So I'll go to the gardens with, oh, she needs some physique. So I think let's try the slums and fight crime. You spend the week outsmarting and beating up criminals. You gain 1 mind, 1 physique, and 1 finesse. One day, you notice a man drawing water out of a well. Suddenly, leeches become pouring out of the well and cover a man head to toe. So, your decisions at one part really gonna carry over into the other parts, and there's so many different things that can happen. I still haven't seen them all. They start making their way towards you too. What do you do? She is having a bad day with leeches. Okay, still don't know magic, so let's just try and lure them again. You start taunting the leeches to lead them back into their containers. The leeches swarm all over you. Oh, we got bit again. And lose 2 physique. Looking over to where the man was, you see nothing but a pile of bones. Oh man. So we'll send this guy out to the forest this time to chop wood. You spend the week cutting down trees for the village. You gain 2 physique and earn yourself 1 wealth. One day you hear a howl nearby, followed by the rustling of leaves. We're gonna stand and fight since this guy has a pretty good physique so far. You raise your weapon, ready to fight whatever is out there. A blur leaps onto you from out of the bushes and knocks your weapon from your hands. You throw the beast off of yourself and make a run for it. You get away safely. You gain 1 physique. So that was a close call. That could have gone much differently. We'll send her to the gardens to meditate. You spend the week in deep meditation. You gain 1 magic and 2 mind. One day you spot a man drinking water from out of a pond. Suddenly he screams, "Oh no, the leeches are back." Oh, I've never seen one go this crazy with leeches. You look over to find him covered in leeches. What do you do? She knows a little bit of magic, so we'll just go ahead and try that. You try prying the leeches off of the man, but there's too many of them. You end up getting bit. I didn't say pry him off. That's weird. You end up getting bit a lot in the process. You begin to give up when the man stops squirming. Too much of him devoured to still function. You make a break for it and get to safety. You go by the well later in the night to find only a pile of bones. Wow. This is getting kind of sad. I did not expect that. Let's go to the palace and attend a ball. You spend the week gatherings. You gain 2 charm and 1 finesse. One day you overhear the jester tell a joke to a group of people. Everyone laughs, but you didn't understand the joke at all. Let's try and figure out the joke on your own. You never managed to figure it out. You've begun coming to terms with the fact that your sense of humor is lacking. Being more self-aware, you managed to exude an aura of confidence. You gain 1 charm. It was on us in a heartbeat, or so the stories go. The earth shook, the air went still. So she really needs some physique. So let's try and compete in a fight. You spend the week fighting brutes in the arena. You gain 2 physique and 1 finesse. One night, on your way home, you spot a rusty dagger on the ground. Pick it up. As you pick it up, you hear a voice from behind you whisper, "You're not worthy." The dagger begins to dissolve. Oh, it's missing an L, but it dissolves into a black smoke. Within seconds, the blade is gone. You feel like you've learned something, having witnessed such impressive magic. You gain 1 magic and 1 mind. Now let's get this guy hunting. You spend the week hunting defenseless critters. You gain 2 finesse and sell the pelts for 1 wealth. One day, during your forest excursions, you stumble upon a swarm of rats. At first you jump backwards in shock, but then you start to hear them conversing with one another. They call you over. "Excuse me, sir," one of them says in a high-pitched voice. "Do you think you might be able to help us out with something?" You see, we're trying to elect our new leader, but it seems our votes are completely tied. We're trying to decide between the Seedpaw, the Vengeful, and Blighttooth, the Wise, says the rat. Seedpaw steps forward. "If you vote for me, the rats will have a powerful leader, one who isn't afraid to take our fight to the enemy," proclaims Seedpaw. Blighttooth steps up. "If you vote for me, good sir, I will lead these rats to an age of enlightenment," says Blighttooth. "Which rat do you choose?" So this guy is not our smart, peaceful guy. He is our big, muscly guy. So I've never gotten this choice before, but just for the heck of it, let's go with Seedpaw. I feel like that's what this guy might go with. Half of the rats roar with tiny applause. Blighttooth bows his head and walks back into the mass of rats. Seedpaw climbs up to your shoulder and whispers fighting tips into your ear as thanks. You gain 1 finesse and 1 physique. So let's see how that turns bad. Let's brew a potion. You spend the week experimenting with different potion brews. You gain 2 magic and 1 mind. One day, while in the tower, one of the alchemists asks you to watch his potion while he's out. Soon after he leaves, the potion begins bubbling out of control. If you don't do something soon, it'll explode. Let's throw it out the window. I don't know how you would drink an exploding potion. You toss the potion out the window and watch its contents empty into the town's water supply. Oh man. Quick thinking. You gain 1 mind. You take off early for the day, hoping nobody finds out. You spend the entire week getting wasted. You gain 2 charm and 1 physique. One day while in the tavern, a heated argument erupts between 2 patrons. Soon enough, fists are flying and everybody seems to be joining in on the violence. This guy's pretty charming, so let's try and go ahead and break up the fight. You jump on top of a table and yell a plea to the patrons to stop all the violence. Before you know it, Everyone has calmed down and chatting to one another like nothing ever happened. Thanks for that, says the bartender, while slipping your, that's a typo, a small sack of coins. You gain 1 wealth. And then the world was a howling fury, chaos, screaming, the sound of all we knew being pulled in half. Let's see. Let's just clean up. You spend the week steeling your mind against the horrors of the hospital, making sure it is as clean as can be. You gain 1 mind, 1 physique, and earn 1 wealth. One day you hear spooky sounds echoing through the hospital. Soon afterwards, a glowing blue ghost floats down from the ceiling. She seems to be wandering the hall aimlessly, howling out horrible noises. She doesn't appear to realize that she is freaking everyone out. You decide to do something about it. Let's try talking. You approach the spirit and try to explain to her the effect she is having on the sick. You're not convincing enough to be able to persuade her to stop her haunting. Eventually everyone gets used to her and learns to live with the creepy ghost. Your mental resolve hardens. You spend the week hunting defenseless critters. You gain 2 finesse and sell the pelts for 1 wealth. One day, you hear hundreds of footsteps rumbling through the forest in your direction. It's an orc raiding party. What do you do? I guess we'll hide. You jump into a nearby ditch. The orcs all ride past you. Nice hiding. 1 finesse. Do some landscaping. You spend the week maintaining the plants in the royal garden. You gain 1 finesse, 1 physique, and earn yourself 1 wealth. One day you notice a woman watering the garden plants. Suddenly the plants sprout giant mouths. She is eaten immediately. The plants then uproot themselves and begin charging towards the denizens of the park. You manage to escape alongside everyone else. What do you do? Okay. I think it was missing some text there. Let's try and rally. Yeah, we weren't charming enough. Nobody listens to a word you have to say. What a blow to your ego. Oh. The park is closed down for extermination. So I don't think anyone can go to the gardens anymore. I've never seen that. You spend the week outsmarting and beating up criminals. You gain 1 mind, 1 physique, and 1 finesse. One night, you hear a woman whisper at you from nearby. Hey you, she calls out, looking to make a bit of coin. No thanks. Despite your intention to say no, you find yourself giving into her will completely. She signals for you to go into the alleyway with her. Come closer, she says. Nobody else can hear what I'm about to tell you. You lean in close, eager to learn how you'll be earning this coin. She presses herself right up against you, moving her lips slowly towards your ear. Suddenly she bites your neck viciously. Blood pours from the wound, and she clings to you tightly, lapping it all up. You black out. When you come to, you see her standing over you. Thanks, she says, tossing you a couple coins. You gain 1 wealth. She then melts into the shadows. When you feel your neck, you notice your wound has healed completely. Your body feels ice cold. You gain 3 charm. You lose 3 physique. When it arrives this time, how will we fare? Will we once more rebuild, move on, be strong, or have we forgotten? You spend the week doing paperwork for the palace. You're paid 2 wealth and gain 1 mind. One day the king approaches you. "Excuse me, but you look like someone who I can confide in," he says. "I really want a prince to take over the throne, but the queen and I aren't exactly active in the bedroom." He blushes a little. "Do you have any advice on how I could romance the queen, so to speak?" She's not very charming, so we'll go with this. The king walks away disappointed. You spend the week hunting defenseless critters. You gain 2 finesse and sell the belt for 1 wealth. One day you decide to take a bath in the river. Oh, the leeches again. When you get out of the water, you notice that you're covered in leeches everywhere. Panicking, you quickly pluck them off. You feel faint. Oh, 1 physique. You spend the week brewing experiments with different potion brews. You gain 2 magic and 1 mind. One day, you hear one of the alchemists shout, "Eureka!" When you look over to see what he's done, you spot a small, previously dead ferret come to life. "I've figured out the antidote to death," the alchemist exclaims. The undead ferret lets out a horrific noise and lumbers about slowly. "That's amazing," you say, slightly discomforted by the ferret's presence. You didn't hurt the alchemist's feelings. You gain 1 charm. You spend the week outsmarting and beating up criminals. You gain 1 mind, 1 physique, and 1 finesse. Over the course of the week, you've noticed your skin become paler and your teeth sharper. You notice that whenever you talk, everyone nearby hangs on your every word. You gain 3 charm. You also feel more frail and gaunt than you used to. You lose 3 physique. One day you notice a woman tilting her head back, brushing her hair, her neck fully exposed. You can even see a vein or 2. Delicious. Before you know it, you're coated in blood, with a mangled form in front of you. There are dozens of people around, and they're all filled with delicious nectar. The next few hours are a blur. You wake up the next day in bedsheets soaked with blood that is not your own. You look in the mirror and notice your skin has regained its color and that your teeth have dulled. The Yawgh, it's almost here. Almost. Almost. You spend the week diagnosing and tending to the sick. You gain 2 mind and earn 1 wealth. Over the course of the week, you notice more and more people coming into the hospital with strange deformities. One of the doctors determines that these patients must be drinking some magically contaminated water somewhere in the slums. That's from throwing the potion out. You make a mental note to boil everything before you drink it. You gain 1 mind. You spend the week fighting brutes in the arena. You gain 2 physique and 1 finesse. While wandering around the halls between matches, you spot your former lover, Kelly. An awkward exchange happens, in which you want to know how they're doing without seeming to care too much. After a few minutes, Jean, one of the most popular fighters in the arena, butts into the conversation. Hey Kelly, sorry to interrupt, but we've got to leave right away if we want to make it to your mother's in time. You say an awkward goodbye as they walk off holding hands. How do you feel? You feel it's good that both of you have moved on. This encounter, despite its awkwardness, was refreshing. You gain 1 charm. You spend the week cleaning up noxious chemicals. You're paid 1 wealth for your labor and gain 1 physique and 1 magic. One day, an artificer stops by for a visit. She is adorned with magical gadgets and gizmos, and is followed everywhere by her clockwork spider. The alchemists of the tower all go out of their way to impress the artificer, offering her an array of potions and elixirs. As she's leaving, she adorns the most charming of the alchemists with a special trinket. The fact that she didn't choose you was a very humbling experience. You gain 1 charm. You spend the week attending fancy gatherings. You gain 2 charm and 1 finesse. One day you accidentally bump into a duke. Watch where you're going, filthy peasant. He shoves you out of the way with his hand and continues walking. That outfit looks really comfortable. He looks mildly insulted. Sick burn. You gain 1 charm. The storm arrives in the night. By the morning it still rages. For 3 full days, the tempest puts us through a grinder, drowns us, crushes us, ruins us, but then it ends. We see the graveyard our home has become. Our home. Does anything yet live? Is it? Are we? Past saving? So here's the phase where, based on all the different skills that you've gotten, you kind of pick careers for the people you have to try and rebuild, and the success of, or the outcome of the game is based on this. So, let's see what we have. We have 1 person with a high mind, and these skills, they don't really tell you, but they depend on different skills to be successful. So, the leader should probably be smart and, I don't know, maybe mind, definitely charm. So, we'll probably go with the orange guy for this one. The builder has to be really strong, so we'll go with the green guy for this. The conjurer is magic, so we'll probably go with the red one for this. The doctor is probably finesse and physique and mind. So we gotta fit the blue one in somewhere. I'll have to think about that. The smelter, I think, smelts down the money that you've earned, so no one was really rich. I'm not sure about the tailor, but I think, like finesse, probably. picks up most of your patients in no time at all. This means there are more people to help with rebuilding the town. This helps the survival effort considerably. You take it upon yourself to help rebuild the town by hand. You rebuild homes at breakneck speed, impressing the rest of the survivors. This helps the rebuilding effort significantly. And we said that she was going to be the conjurer, I believe. You take it upon yourself to help conjure up supplies for the town. With your magic, you summon supplies of the highest caliber. With little effort, you're summoning high-quality lumber and food from out of nowhere. This helps the rebuilding effort significantly. And this guy will make the leader. You take it upon yourself to be the leader of the survivors. You expertly delegate and prioritize tasks. You give motivating speeches and act as an effective mediator in disputes. This helps the rebuilding effort significantly. And so, we set about our tasks, once more living our lives, this time in a way we might never have expected or even wanted, but in the end, we flourished. Towers once wrecked and ravaged rose towards the sky. Trees again took root, then blossomed. We all blossomed. And though it took a long while, and though it took a lot from us, our future is bright. Should the Yawgh ever return, we will be ready. So we got the good ending here. And it should show what happened to each person afterwards. With the town rebuilt, you go to the hospital to retake your role as custodian. Your job isn't glamorous, but you make it better by poking fun at the doctors with witty one-liners. They often have a clever retort to your jokes, and the back and forth is well-paced and punchy. One day, a patient, also a playwright, asked for permission to write a play about your life. You happily accept. The play becomes an instant hit, and you become a celebrity for a brief moment in time. You still clean up blood and vomit for a living, however. With the town rebuilt, you decide to become a full-time arena warrior. You slowly rise the rank, knocking out scores of fighters, even one as great as Jean the Beautiful. Before long, you become the arena champion. You travel across the world, fighting the very best of the best. Tales are sung far and wide of your mighty feats of strength. With the town fully rebuilt, you spend more and more time in the alchemy tower. Your potion brewing abilities quickly become among the best in the world. Your health and mana potions are considered world-class delicacies, with people venturing far and wide to buy them. But you never learn how to brew a love potion. After the town is rebuilt, you take a visit to the palace library. You look for any material regarding the mysterious disease with which that woman infected you with. After a few months of research, you think you've discovered exactly what you need to do. You whittle yourself a stake and begin scouring the slums, hoping to enact your revenge. One day, you find a secret passage leading deep into the sewers. Oh man, that ends on a cliffhanger. But that's just one playthrough of the Yawgh. There are so many different interconnected little possibilities. So I'd totally be up for doing more playthroughs. I think it's cool. And I like the music and the sounds and it's pretty good. So let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you next time.